Hard to mend back a little bit. Again, want to say thank you to everybody. A lot of you all sent messages and some texts and calls, and certainly do appreciate that. Still on the shelf a little bit, but feeling better. So, we talk about this matchup coming up here. It's hard to beat a team continuously over and over, but I think right now Gate City is in the minds of Wise Central. They continuously try to do different things to psych themselves up or do different things. Tonight they had a parade leading them out to the Convocation Center there. They had the WCYB special where they were supposed to beat Gate City. So, Chris, I don't know what else Coach McCamus has got in his bag of tricks to try to psych them up to get them over the hump against Gate City.
Well, I was just thinking they played 12 quarters this season so far, and honestly, Wise has won 9 of those 12 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Gay City's managed to pull it out at the end, but they cannot keep spotting Wise 11, 12, 13 points and expect to flip the switch and come back. I was afraid that was going to happen Thursday night against Union. They basically did the same thing, and I really wish they would get out of that mode. To their credit, they are able and they're talented enough to be able to come back over that so far this season. But I just keep waiting for that luck to run out.
And, of course, tonight is the last time. Of course, win, lose, or draw, Gate City will play again. But, of course, from here on out, when you're in the Elite Eight, it's win or go home. Again, 3 games away from a state championship for all these schools. So, again, we'll be back on the air covering, hopefully, either the girls or the boys next week. And, again, like I said, it'd be a lot better if they were at home to get that. But, Chris, talk about the Wise group there playing at UVA Wise. Kind of a distinct advantage for the Warriors because they play there a lot, even during the regular season, and they've hosted tournaments, and they've played there. So, again, you talk about the shooting, it's a little bit different space in terms of space-wise than the Gate City Gymnasium.
It is, but it's definitely not a Wise crowd here tonight. I dare say Gate City's got as many people here as Wise does. The Wise Central side is basically full, but part of those sections are Union people, and just about the entire section opposite us is solid blue, and it's wrapping around to behind the goal that Wise Central's warming up in. So it's, if anything, it's a Gate City crowd tonight, even though it might be in Wise Central's backyard.
So again, this is the first time, of course, Wise Central will be advancing to the VHSL quarterfinals in their school history. Of course, Gate City making their 5th consecutive time going to the quarterfinals. Chris, how much time do you have left there?
We have 2:35 to go. Both teams are back out on the court. Union went in, came back out, but they're still wearing their warm-up shirts. Gate City has come out in their solid whites, ready to play.
Okay.
And here in a couple of minutes, we'll be ready to get this thing started.
So I'm
assuming that there's not going to be a pledge. That's a school teacher in me. Assuming there's not going to be probably won't do the pledge either if we're not going to do the national anthem.
Attaboy. So, all right, what we'll do is we'll take another quick break, come back, we'll have the Big Blue Boosters starting lineups and get you ready for Gate City Wise Central Part 4, again, for the Region 2D Championship. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Colonial Funeral Home has a reputation for providing the highest quality of funeral services in our region with the personal attention and professionalism to help your family through the most difficult of times. The professional staff at Colonial Funeral Home is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance for every family with a focus on traditional service offerings, including traditional funerals, military services, grief support, and much, much more. You can also reach them anytime, day or night, at 276-386-6151. Again, that's 276-386-6151. Colonial Funeral Home is located in Weber City, Virginia.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Sports Radio.
This is head coach Kelly Houseright of your Gate City Lady Blue Devils, and you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
All right, Gate City and Y Central coming up here in just a few moments. Going to have the Big Blue Boosters starting lineups here in just a moment. Chris, what's your last minute observations again? What you're seeing there from the Convocation Center?
It's full. It's loud. I'm doing the best I can volume-wise. We're sitting right in front of the Y Central fans, so they're probably going to be on their feet screaming here pretty soon. Gate City better come out ready to play tonight.
Well, I've got you turned up here in on the microphone, so we'll see if that doesn't help out just a little bit. So, again, Big Blue Boosters starting lineup coming up here. Of course, want to say thank you to them for all that they do, again, making this possible. And as the last few nights, Chris has really done a good job of mentioning each of our sponsors. We'll go through them again before the end of the night. So, Chris, what do you got going on?
Well, we're getting ready to get things going. I was trying to help Dad out and mark the Gate City starters that I can see over there. And we're getting ready to introduce the Wise Warriors. They're giving the VHSL warning about being positive. Something tells me that's going to go out the window about tip-off, if history holds true.
It just went out the door, actually, before tip. So.
Reed sitting with a towel over his head. I guess he's getting in the zone.
Maybe the hair going green tonight?
No hair. He's got the well, I mean, he has hair. He's got the cornrows going on, though.
Okay.
So, getting ready to introduce the Sullivan Central, the Y Central Warriors. It's been a long 2 weeks, Joe, without you.
Ooh, oh my goodness, the Cougars. So.
I've managed to not say that all season long until right here at the end.
Oh, it's all good.
I've made a conscious effort to not, and I just finally slip up. Alrighty, so again, doing the T-shirt spiel, and we should get ready to roll out here pretty soon. $375 is where the box stands right now. And still waiting. Again, you gotta love live radio.
Infomercial City, USA, taking place at the
And
David.
the lights are down, and here we go. So, starting lineups first for the Y Central Warriors.
Oh, wow.
Starting at guard, number 14, Elijah Hayes. Also, number 20, the senior, Jordan Bishop. Number 22, senior, Brody Allison. Senior, number 32, Isaiah McAmis. And senior, number 52, Trey Mullins. And that's your starting lineup for the Y Central Warriors. And now, starting lineup for your Gate City Blue Devils. The Warrior fans are on their feet, trying their best to not let me hear the PA right now. I don't know if you can hear the background noise or not, but I'm giving it all I've got voice-wise. Number 1 for Gate City, Mr. 2,000 point Bradley Dean. Also, starting for Gate City, number 2, Luke Reed. Number 10, John Compton comes out on the court. Number 11, Andrew Hensley joins the crowd. And number 14, the Hulk, the Beast, David George. So that's your Big Blue Boosters starting lineup for tonight's championship game. The lights still down. Nice little strobe effect going on. That could be interesting for a game.
You know, Chris, we'll talk about this Wise Central Gate City. A lot of emotion. Also, it was made mention in the papers, a lot of flopping between the two teams. What's the over and under for the flops tonight?
Oh, gosh. I don't have time to think about that because we're ready to get this thing started. We've got George jumping against Jordan Bishop, and the tip goes over to Central, controlled by Brody Allison. He kicks it over to Isaiah McCamus. They feed it back to Hayes. Mullins kind of standing in the background. He decides to break around to the side, tries to set a screen. Ball's with Elijah Hayes. He kicks it over to McCamus. McCamus feeds it under to Mullins. Mullins kicks it back out to Allison. 3-point shots, no good. Rebounded by Reed. Here comes Gay City. Compton with the ball now on the right-hand side. Gay City working to your left speaker. Dean pulls up for the 10-foot jumper. It's good. Gay City leads 2-0. 7:22 to go in the first. McCamus now with the ball for Wise Central. Feeds it over to Mullins at the top of the key. Mullins, fast as possible, dishes it back to McCamus. McCamus looking to drive around, kicks it back over to Elijah Hayes. Hayes on the right-hand side. He tries to drive in, kicks it back out to Allison. Allison pulls for three again. No good. Rebounded, though, by Mullins. Mullins kicks it to Jordan Bishop. Bishop pulls up. Shot no good. Rebounded by Allison. Allison kicks it back out. That's going to go to Elijah Hayes. Shot no good. Rebounded again by Wise. And this time, McCamus pulls from Bradley Dean range. It's no good. Wise certainly had their opportunities there. Not able to take advantage of it. And Trey Mullins picks up the first foul of the game with a shove there. And he's definitely taken off his kid gloves tonight. Dean passes it into Compton. 6:37 to go. Gay City in the first. Gay City leads by 2. Dean throws it across to Hensley. Hensley looking to drive inside, being guarded by McCamus. Passes it over instead to Compton. Compton hands it off to Dean. Dean on the right-hand side at the three-point line. Drives in, lays it up, no good. Rebounded, though, by Reed. Reed tries to go up, passes it back out to Compton instead. Compton pulls for three. No good. Rebounded by George. But we're going to have a whistle under the basket. Let's see who they're going to call that on. That's going to go on David George. First foul for Gay City this game. So, Elijah Hayes with the ball, getting it across the timeline. He's immediately picked up by Hensley. Passes it back over to Allison. Allison feeds it back out to Hayes. Hayes feeds it over to McCamus. McCamus throws it over to Hayes. Hayes goes in, passes it to Mullins. Mullins goes up. Wide open shot, no good. Rebounded by Hensley. Hensley brings it back over to Dean. Dean looks to pull up. Shot is good. Dean knocked to the floor. No foul, though. KC leads 4-0. Ball knocked out of bounds by George to completely break up the Warriors' fast break. Joe, it looks like they're kind of incorporating Mullins more into the game than we've really seen from them this season. Maybe a little secret strategy there planned by the Warriors.
Yeah, they've not been able to go back to with big on big. They've tried to match up with speed, and that's not been a good thing for them at this yet.
McCamus with the ball, and they're going to call him with the push-off. That's going to be the first foul on McCamus. Both McCamuses questioning the officials' qualifications at this point. Of course, Isaiah McCamus is the son of Coach T.J. McCamus. Oh, actually, no, they called Jordan Bishop with that, but McCamus was still questioning. Hensley, meanwhile, drives down. He tries to come to a jump stop and slides. So with that turnover, it's going to go back to Wise Central. Substitutions in. Dondre Mack coming in for Gay City. Andrew Hensley going to take a rest. Looks like Coach Vermillion has some words for him. Don't think he liked what he saw there. So McCamus with the ball. Wise Central trailing 4-0, 5:10 to go in the first quarter. McCamus dribbles the right-hand side, passes it over to Hayes. Hayes throws it inside to Bishop. Bishop tries to go up, nothing doing, has to kick it back out to Elijah Hayes. Hayes getting guarded by Dean at the three-point line. Tries to go inside on Dean.